What's happening, guys? Welcome to the basement. We are checking out a surprisingly awesome book today, and that is Cloak and Dagger Omnibus Volume 1. So stay tuned. I gotta tell you the truth, I always avoided anything Cloak and Dagger related growing up. I always stuck to Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, Fantastic Four, even X-Men. Cloak and Dagger, anything related, I always put aside. Even though I did have a few issues, I just never read them. This book is intended for a mature audience. The stories are dark. They have horror elements. You know, every story is about drugs or prostitution, and I don't think I would have appreciated it as much reading it growing up as I do right now. So let's check it out. Remember, guys, a good way to support the channel is by checking out that link right there where you can pick up my self-published comics and children's books directly from Amazon, starting at only a couple bucks, either digitally or paperback. Kicking it off here, we have some great writers and pencilers. We have Bill Mantlo, Al Milgrom, Chris Claremont, Peter B. Gillis. Pencilers, we have Ed Hannigan, Al Milgrom, Rick Leonardi, Mark Silvestri, and many others. This book collects a lot of miscellaneous titles, including Spectacular Spider-Man, 64, 69, 70, 81, 82, 94 to 96, Cloak and Dagger miniseries 1 to 4, Marvel Team Up Annual number 6, Marvel Fanfare number 19, New Mutants 23 to 25, Cloak and Dagger 1 to 11, Doctor Strange number 78, Marvel Graphic Novel Cloak and Dagger Power Pack, and Strange Tales number 1 and 2. So Cloak and Dagger made their first appearance in Spectacular Spider-Man number 64. They are part of the Spider-Man universe before they got their own 4-issue miniseries, and then they go on to their own series, which only lasts 11 issues. Bill Mantlo's writing in any of these issues is wonderful, with only a couple storylines as exceptions. So let's talk about the Cloak and Dagger characters themselves. We have Cloak, who is Tyrone Johnson, and Dagger, who is Tandy Bowen, created by Bill Mantlo and artist Ed Hannington. They are runaway teens that are captured by some evil drug dealer type men, who later do drug experiments on them and other vulnerable youth. The group of men are trying to create the next highly addictive drug. They are not successful. All the kids that they do experiments on end up dying, except for Tyrone and Tandy. They escape and notice that the experimental drug has given them superpowers. They then decide that they're going to spend their time ridding the world of drug dealers or anyone exploiting vulnerable runaway teens. Like I said, either story has to do with drugs or prostitution. They are part of the Spider-Man universe, so you do get some crime stories involving the Kingpin, Silvermane, the Punisher, which work really well together. Now, when it really starts to get good is when they get their own miniseries, which I'm flipping through right here. The writing and art style are perfected at this point, in my opinion. The story gets really dark, taking place in grimy, crime-ridden New York City streets. Cloak and Dagger seek refuge in a church and start living there. You get introduced to new characters such as Father Delgado, who tries to help them, and Police Detective, also investigating similar drug prostitution cases that Cloak and Dagger are involved with. After that, this theme kicks off into the ongoing series, which unfortunately lasted only 11 issues. Now let's talk about some of their powers and abilities. Cloak has the ability to teleport himself and others over long distances, has invincibility, can teleport victims into this dark void / realm inside his cloak, revealing to them their greatest fears and draining their life force. He feeds off his victim's life force, keeping him alive, but also depends on Dagger's light to nourish him. He doesn't eat food and doesn't sleep. In fact, they share a psionic link and can't survive without each other. Dagger can shoot a barrage of light daggers to immobilize her opponents. She can use it to cleanse people's addictions to hard drugs instantaneously, use it to heal injured people, and feed Cloak, keeping him alive as well. Cloak is seen as a more dark, pessimistic, serious character, where Dagger is more human, optimistic, and is hoping to one day free herself from this curse that they share. Cloak is referred to as a demon of darkness, where Dagger is referred to as an angel of light. They are kind of like opposing forces that rely on each other for survival. So their intro into the Spider-Man issues gives them a good start with the characters. They are seeking revenge on the people that did this to them. They even kill people in some of the first issues. There are some not so great issues in this Omni, like 3 of the New Mutants issues by Chris Claremont and 1 bad issue of Doctor Strange. But the rest of the Omni is solid. Anything with Bill Mantlo's name on it is pretty much guaranteed a good story. This is my first experience with Bill Mantlo's work, and I was really surprised of how much I enjoyed these stories. I picked up this book for like 60 to 70% off the cover price, just from a local classified, so I can't really go wrong there. And volume 2 is set to come out soon, so I will probably be checking that out as well. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got a feel of what this book is about, and we will see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.